Hi, hi, hi. Victoria Shakoor here. Grand Rising. I hope you and your family is doing well on this rise. Thank you for joining me at this time. I appreciate it. So I want to come on here to share some thoughts and some downloads with you guys about what's happening in our world and share some things that I've noticed and that I've thought about and came up with. I even wrote some notes, and I will do my best not to be long and make this long. I also was nudged to pull the oracle cards and these energy cards that I have as well. So let me go ahead and get right into it. So as you may know or heard, as I have other of our spiritual workers, tarot card readers, people that are in metaphysics, spirituality, things like that, are saying that we are and I keep saying we are in a spiritual war. And so, a spiritual war. And we hear them say that, however, there isn't they're not really, I don't think everybody gets the grasp of what a war is, And so, I know from experience, sorry about that, I know from just listening to people. I don't know anyone personally that was in war for real. But I watched this movie with Dan Aykroyd, the actor Dan Aykroyd. It's an old movie, but it's a war movie. And that movie was the realest war movie. I mean, it felt real. Like a real war was really going on. And I think that it was the realest depiction of what war looks like, y'all. And it's horrible. It's no wonder men that have been in war come back, the ones that survived, come back and they get on drugs and they're not the same, because that movie really showed, it really showed some stuff. It was graphic too. But I think I really felt like I was watching a war. That's like the realest war movie I've ever seen. I wish I could remember the name of it. I wish I could remember the name of it for y'all. But that movie really, really showed war. It really did. And so, they're saying we are in a spiritual war. And it's, I was just contemplating on all these things. I did a video not too long ago, and I was talking about the word worship and why they call it worship. Why don't they just say praise something or idolize, But no, they say worship. And we're in a spiritual war. It's just, something to think about. But I looked up the meaning of the word war. And the Webster meaning, I didn't write it down. Let me just look it up again, because I want to say what it actually said. What the meaning of war. And I read it from like different dictionaries, but so yeah, Merriam-Webster put it as a noun. And Merriam-Webster said a state of usually open and declared armed, hostile conflict between states or nations. Cambridge Dictionary, meaning of the word war in English as a noun. And to me, war is a verb. It's a verb if you ask me, because it's action, it's something going on. A noun is a person, place, or thing. War is, it's not any of those. Am I right? Anyway, so it says armed fighting between two or more. See, armed fighting, that's a verb, that's an action. Between two or more countries or groups, or particular, or between, let me start over. It says armed fighting between two or more countries or groups. And then just dictionary.com is saying a state or period of armed, hostile, or active military operations. So that's the meaning of war, just war by itself. So just think of two families shooting at each other. You know, shootouts between gang members times 1,000. That's what a war is. It's ugly. It's really bad. It's really bad. You know, I think a lot of us, if we really knew what it went, and that movie depicted that's the realest I've ever seen it. None of us would ever send our sons in anything like that for these evil people. And they think they're fighting for our country, and they're not. I don't know if they ever were, you know, unless somebody declared war on us. But that hasn't happened in when? Not in my lifetime. So anyway, I wanted to look that up because they're telling us that we're in a spiritual war. So as I was thinking about this, guys, I'm like, okay, we're in a spiritual war. So what weapons are being used against us, right? And then what can we do to fight back? That's that warrior in me. Always have been. Okay, so I'm gonna get right into it. I did take some notes. And these notes, some of these are just obvious. Some things I may say. Sometimes when I start talking, you guys, the downloads start coming. So bear with me because I may pause because something is coming through. But I'm gonna keep going because I don't want to be on here too long. You know, some of y'all whole life is social media. I actually be outside. I'm actually busy. You know, so but I want to be consistent with sharing with you downloads and information that comes to me, so that we know how to conduct ourselves, so that you get the help that you need when you need it, you know, and other things in any way that I can help. That's what I came here to do. So as I was thinking about, we're in this spiritual war, right? And they're attacking us from all sides and every angle. It's affecting us physically as well as spiritually, right? And that's why I always say your physical is just as important as your spiritual. It's just as important. This is your temple. This is what you choose to be in this 3D, to function. So it's just as important. That's why you want to take care of it as best you can, you know? So as I was thinking this through, and some of it was downloads, and most of it was how I was thinking about this whole thing that we're in spiritual war, you know, and the things that are happening in our world around us, right? As a divine spiritual being, I operate out of love all the time. All the time. And because I operate out of love, I care about what's happening on our earth because this is our mother. She provides for us. Mother Earth. And you see what they're doing. And she's fighting back. And we need to help her. And so I care about what's happening to the earth. I care about what's happening to our beautiful animals that was gifted to us on this earth. And just thinking about, just all the evils. I mean, they're affecting our water, the air, the animals, us, our food, our three most basic needs: food, clothing, and shelter. So when I was thinking about that, I said, yeah, we are in a spiritual war. Now, those of us whose first eye is open, our spiritual eye is open, we see it clearly, so clear. And once that happens, there's no going back. Like, there's no unseeing once you see. You see, and then you keep seeing. Those that don't see it, it's either because they just don't see it or they don't want to see it. They don't see it at all, or they don't want to see it. And most of them have already chosen the side that they're on, and it ain't their God that they've been worshiping all this time. Worshipping. Because they allowed them people to put something in their body, in their temple, and they didn't trust the God that they say they trust and believe in. You trusted the beast, and you took the mark. That's what happened. And some of you went back and took it again and again and again. All right, I'm very passionate about that. And it breaks my heart. It just breaks my heart. Because all it took was just breathe and just think and not operate out of fear. You should be operating out of love. But I do understand, because I was once there too. I was raised in that as well. And I went through different schools of thought for my spirituality. And I kept leveling up because I didn't box myself in. And I didn't stop right there. I kept learning. Because the one thing that Yahushua, whom you call Jesus, said was learn from the cradle to the grave. Didn't he say that? Okay. So anyway, let me get to this. So the weapons. So what I did was I wrote down the weapons that is being used against us. And these are weapons. And I don't know if I should be saying that word or not, but we'll see if it keeps up. Maybe somebody will screen record this so that it'll be out there. Because please share this video. Share this with as many people as you can. Because I haven't seen anyone do this. They're saying, we're in a spiritual war, so get yourself together. But they're not really laying it out so you can see it, because when I thought about it, I was like, okay, so what does this war look like? What does it look like clearly so that I can see that we're at war? Because there are people who just don't see it. You know why? Because they're able to go to work. They're still going to work. They're still paying their bills. They're still buying food. Where I live, I go to the grocery store, ain't no empty shelves or anything like that. Walmart is stocked. All these trucks on the road. So when you say, we're in a spiritual war, they're looking at you like, oh, you just one of them conspiracy people. Or you crazy. Because they're looking around like, what war are you talking about? They don't see it. Because they've been programmed. And they're following programs. And especially people that watch the news, they program you just, you say what you need to say and keep it moving. That's all you can do. Love them. Love them at a difference. I mean, love them at a difference. Love them at a distance. I don't know why I love them at a difference. When that happens, uncontrollable, I feel like that's something else. That means something. It'll come to me. Yeah, so love them at a distance, and love yourself. But I'll get to that. So what I did was I started writing down, like, what's all the weapons that's being used against us, and then what are the weapons that we have. So I'm going to go over that, okay? So their weapons has been vaccines, epidemics, what I call plandemics, viruses, MK shooters, censoring what we can say and what we can't say. That's violating our Fourth Amendment rights. Lies in the news media and the politicians with their politricks. Military and police, that's their force, their arm of force, forcing us to do certain things or not, or restricting us, So that's their force, the military and the police. Destroying crops, killing animals. That's going to cause food shortage. You see? Welcome to the Hunger Games. When I saw that movie, I knew. See, because they always tell us what they've done, what they're doing, and what they're going to do. They have to tell us. They have this agreement that they have to tell us what's going on, what they're doing. And they tell us in different ways, in cartoons, TV shows, and movies, especially movies. I would say especially, especially movies and then cartoons. Yeah. And you have to be paying attention. Destroying crops and killing animals. Food shortage, right? PD files. I'm mispronouncing that, okay? PD, which is targeting their compulsory schools. If I had children that was young, I would be homeschooling them right now. I just wouldn't even take a chance on that. Project Bluebeam. If you don't know what that is, look it up. But people are going to be seeing things in the skies and different stuff like that. And a lot of that is going to be fake. So you're not going to be able to know the fake from the real. It tells you that in Revelations. AI. And AI is going to be replacing a lot of people's jobs. So people are going to be out of work, right? Then therefore not going to have any income or monies coming in. Welcome to Hunger Games. And now they're creating these 15-minute cities. It hasn't started here yet. Clones. Shh, I said clones. A lot of people that you looking at, that you see, ain't real. Sound crazy, don't it? But guess what? There's been movies coming out. There's been people showing old movies, like movies back in 1930s and stuff, that was showing this. They was telling us then that that's what they're planning. Check this out. For those of you who were born, let's say, and some of you, like after that, you may still know about this, but I know I grew up on the cartoons, the Jetsons. Who remembers the Jetsons? Remember the Jetsons had the first microwaves. They had the first TV, plasma TV, and you can see who you're talking to. When was that? Back in the early 70s? And it's 2023? See how long term they be playing it? I think the Jetsons had Earbuds, right? Star Trek, the earbuds. And then there's a movie, this movie like was 1930s or something like that. And it was showing how um the person was cloned. And then when they introduced it to us, when they first introduced it to us, it was introduced by them saying that they was cloning. Um, remember they said it was cloning this sheep. Remember that? So this stuff is not new, y'all. It's not new. It's been in our face the whole time, and we've been complicit because the majority of us have been in the survival mode. We just going to work, and we'll attempt to do a business, a hustle, or something on the side, you know. We take advantage of certain programs that they give us, but then, you know, sometimes it causes a lot of us to be lazy instead of using that as a stepping stone to get ahead. So yeah, a lot of people, a lot of why they call them stars, I don't know, but a lot of these celebrities that you're watching on in these movies or whatever, performings or whatever, it's not them. It's not them. And it may be, they may have several clones of themselves. Yeah. Media with fake news. Did you know that they hire crisis actors and actresses? Yeah. Crisis actor and actresses. And then they traumatize you every day with some crisis. And they keep you in a state of fear and trauma. Fear and trauma. Who is they? The powers that be. These people that we think we vote for, and a lot of these people we didn't vote for at all. They're behind the scenes. They're called the unselected. Like that dude that's been behind that was behind another disease. Rhymes with ouch. G. You know, this dude, we didn't vote for him or nothing. How is he telling us that we gotta put something in our body? Who was you? You evil, evil, diabolical, yeah, filth. You can't be human. Look at him. Listen, a person that's human, organic human beings, would never think to do that to people. Do y'all know? Y'all have no idea how many people died. And it's still dying. It's going to be going on for who knows how long, because they're going to keep coming out with these pandemics, and they're going to keep coming out with these viruses and scare you half to death. And they're going to make it even more and more and more potent until everybody give in, except for those who know that they're right and who stand up and stand by that. And if you want to say, well, it's between Lucifer and our Creator, and that they had this thing going on for a long time with us, if you believe that, and you say, okay, it's going to boil down to choosing sides, you're going to choose Lucifer's side, or you're going to choose to be with our Creator. I'm going to tell you this. The majority of you that allowed that you did that, you already chose Lucifer. And then some of you went and did it again, and then again, and then again. What? You've already chose. You already chose. You already got on your knees. You went voluntarily. They didn't put a gun in your head. You voluntarily did that because you didn't trust your creator. Okay, so fake news media, racism, digital currency, division. So they divided. They broke up them families, you know. You said, oh, no, you can't come see me unless you did that thing and put a diaper on your face. And that divided the family. Then they divided it even further and said those that did it and those that didn't. And they made those that didn't out to be the villains. And now the truth is coming out. How you feel? Now the truth is coming out. And don't tell me you don't see these people just gone. You don't see that? They was fine. They didn't have any problems before this. You can't put that together? You ain't put that together. They can just sit up and lie to you like that. And chemtrails and spills. They're attacking our water, air, and food. These are the things that keep you alive. This is all their weapons. I named like 21 things. You probably can think of more. Vaccines, epidemics, viruses, MK shooters. Those are people just out of nowhere just go shoot up someplace. Censoring what we say. Lies from the news media and politics. Military and police. Destroying crops. Killing animals, which are called food shortage. PD files, which is targeting the compulsory school systems, our children. Project Bluebeam, AI, clones, media, fake news, racism, digital currency, division, chemtrails, and spills. Those are the weapons. Those are what's being used against us right now. Okay? I hope you share this video. I hope somebody screen record it in case if I've said something where they will shut it down. So moving right along, this is our weapons. Is first, love yourself. Love yourself. So I had somebody ask me, Victoria, I do love myself. Like, what do you mean? I love myself. You smoking cigarettes. You're a murderer. You drinking until you're sloppy drunk and then you get behind a wheel. You're a murderer. How you love yourself? You will eat anything. You don't even research nothing. You go along with anything. You let people you go down there and volunteer and let people put things in your body. Foreign things in your body. You don't even know and they don't even know. They can't even tell you. It was already testified that they didn't study it. You don't know that? Start loving yourself. When you love yourself, your whole attitude changes towards a lot of things. I love you because I'm so full of love for me that it just overflows to you, baby. And my children, everybody that come around me, know they can feel it. And you can feel it too. Just by listening to me and my voice. Love will conquer this. Love. And love ain't always pretty. It ain't always smiling. You know, when my children were young and I punished them, that was out of love. It didn't look good, didn't feel good, didn't sound good. But it was all love. Love ain't always pretty. It ain't always smiling like that. Y'all don't know what love is, man. Love is checking on folks and make sure they good. Love is when you in a grocery store and somebody needs some help. Maybe they're a little shorty, you know, and they trying to reach for something. You say, you want me to get that for you? And you just get it for them and keep it moving. That's love. You operating out of love all the time. You just do stuff like that without thinking about it because you're operating in love. You start caring about your body, what you putting in it. You start wanting to take care of yourself. You start looking in that mirror like I do and be like, man, I love you. I love you. I love you. I like you too. You have no problem telling somebody you love them. It's not a problem. You don't have a problem telling your mate, you know what I like about you? This. Or they might say something or do something or have a way of doing things. And you just be like, that's what I like about you. You know, how you just figured that out and did that. You know? Some of y'all grew up in families where, you know, you didn't say stuff like that. You know, you didn't say I love you or anything. Your parents didn't say that because they showed you they love you through their actions. And so to say that would have been an insult to them. To ask them, Mom, you love me? Would have been, no, that's why I bought you them shoes, because I don't love you. You know? But I want to tell you, there's nothing wrong with you telling your children you love them. You might tell them 1 or 2 times and then and let them know, you know, this is how I show love. By making sure that you're good. You might have a spouse like that. So you got to know what love is and what it look like. And it starts with you. It starts with you. Do you treat yourself with love? Do you treat yourself the way you want somebody else to treat you? Do you pamper you? See? You'll attract that person to you. Love yourself. Love yourself. And some of us have been so traumatized, and they're constantly traumatizing us. You know, always showing somebody getting shot and beat up, and it's just trauma. You know, the COVID-19, it's people still walking around with masks. They so scared. That's trauma. Get the help you need with that. Some of you, because of the COVID-19, because of the lockdowns and things like that, you know, that caused a lot of fear and a lot of anger to start to surface. Things that you didn't even know was there sometimes, or that you forgot about, or even things that you thought that you really got over. It started to surface again, and you full of anger. You're getting triggered like that because you're loaded. Get the help that you need. If not me, get it from somebody, but get some help. Figure it out so you can release all that. You got to release all that because we need you. Okay? So the other weapon that we have is stop giving them our currency. We are the currency. We are the currency. Now that one is gonna be that one is a huge challenge because that's gonna take a lot of people all at once to do that one. Okay, so but that's one of our weapons, and once enough of us realize it, the rest will follow. You know, it's like the 100 monkey syndrome. The rest will follow. But we need to stop. We need to stop. Stop giving them our currency. We are the currency. We bring value to things. We do that. We bring the value to things. Nobody told us that this was more valuable. We agreed on that because of the energy that was put forth for a particular thing. That's why. So for instance, let's say I made a pair of pants. I designed that pants and I made it with my hands, a needle and thread. And them pants, the stitch on those is just the bomb. You know, you can feel the value in it. And another person over here made that same style pants, and they made it with a cheaper thread, and they made it with a machine. Which one is more valuable? See? So most of us will see the value in the handmade pants with the uh, with the stronger thread, you know, the better thread, because of the energy that went into it, the craft that went into it, the precision, the thought, everything that went into it. So we said that one is more valuable, and then a bunch of us agreed on that. So that pair of pants will cost $20 more than that one. That was made with the machine. Because this one, you only can get so many of them because it's done by hand. That one can be mass produced. It's cheaper to make it too. This one is not cheaper to make it. It takes time. So it's going to be more valuable. That's how things have more value. Okay, so grow our own food. If you don't know how, there's so many YouTube videos now. There's organizations that will help. I'm looking forward to it. If I'm still around here in April, I'm looking forward to it. Stay true to yourself. Stay true to yourself. Do your best to eat clean food. Don't eat the false food. Okay, the Frankenstein food is what I call it. Don't eat that. Listen, you don't got to eat all these different varieties of food either. Make a plan. Make a plan, you know? You got to start planning stuff out. I know you're tired when you get in from work. You just want to watch TV and zone out. And that's the problem. That's the problem right there. And it's because of that you're on the wheel. Just change one thing. Change one thing and see how you feel. You're going to feel a whole lot better. I tell you that. I don't have time for TV. I don't know what the shows are. I don't know none of that stuff. You know, I don't know any of that. Any of that. Life is precious and it's valuable to me. You know? And we're in a spiritual war. So it starts with us. It starts with you first. Then your children. And then your extended family, your cousins, your aunts, and things. And if they think you crazy, then you just love them at a distance. And wish them well. Because a lot of times, some of them will come around and you never know who's watching you. I did a video about that. You never know who's watching you and who you're encouraging, who you're giving strength to just by you just being you. It starts with you, baby. It starts with you. So, and help each other. We're going to have to start getting to know our neighbors again. You know, making sure that they're good and everything, because when you start planting your food, you want to teach them and the next person so that you have enough to share. Ooh, I'm getting hot. So that you have enough to share, you know, and then you don't have to worry about protecting. You know, people are saying you're going to have to protect, you know, your food and all of this. But if you get together in your neighborhood, then everybody in the neighborhood can protect the neighborhood. You see? And everybody in the neighborhood will eat. Because you help them grow. You grow this, and this. I'm going to grow this, and this. And then, you know, you over here, y'all grow this. You see? And that's what it's going to come to. Because these people are messing with our food, water, and air. And we fund them to do these things because we continue to give them our currency. So we're funding all of this. All of this. We are funding it. And once enough of us realize it, it'll all stop. Get help for the trauma, hurt, and pain, anxiety, all of that you feel. Listen, attend my 1-hour workshop, because that's going to tell you who you are. You need to know who you are. You're more than just a physical human. You are. And when you attend that 1-hour workshop, you're going to be reminded of that. And some of you is going to catapult you because you already kind of waking up and feeling that. You're feeling that something ain't right. Something is different. See? This world is so beautiful, and these evil, diabolical people that some of them we voted for and some of them we didn't are just, they don't care about this earth, and they don't care about you. You don't see that? And this place is so beautiful. Whether it's a simulation or whatever, it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. When I go outside amongst the trees and grass and stuff, it's just so comforting. Hearing the birds, it's, I don't know who knew, like the creator knew that these things would be comfortable, would be comforting to us, and would be pleasing to our eyes and our soul, you know? Looking at the skies, looking at the mountains. I mean, have you ever really seen the mountains? It looked like somebody just drew that in the sky. It's beautiful. All the different varieties of everything. And even within that thing, you have different varieties. Right? Creator, source, mother, and father thought of all of that for us. And then somehow, somewhere along the way, we got hacked with this evilness. Whether it's the story of Lucifer and Creator Source making a bet, because that's what it sounds like to me. That's what it sounds like to me. Well, I bet you, well, okay, those who follow you, that's like, what? And we're going to see in the end who going to choose you, and how many going to choose you, and how many going to choose me. We were given dominion of the earth, right? Custodians. We were supposed to take care of everything. And then when Lucifer pissed off God, where did he send them? With us? Why you put him here with us? Out of all the different constellations and planets and everything, you're going to put them down here with us and then make us choose who we want to go with. Huh? That's why nobody believes the story anymore. That's think about that. But it's evil here. And we're in this third dimension. We're in the third dimension. I was thinking about that, and I was like, okay, we're in the third dimension. That means there had to be a first and a second, and we're just in the third. So did we level up from the first and the second dimension, and we're in the third now? And some of us have leveled up to the fourth and the fifth already in this dimension. I believe I have, because check this out. I went to this restaurant. I've been going to this restaurant for years. Ordering the same thing because it was so good. And it's the same restaurant. I've been ordering the same thing. I went to this restaurant, and the young lady told me, ma'am, we don't have that. We've never had that. I was like, what? Can I speak to your manager? Because I've been coming here for years. I know that y'all have this. The manager comes, and before that, and she was like, ma'am, I've been here 2 years. We've never had that. I'm like, I know I ain't crazy. This is the restaurant. I've been coming here for years. Has that ever happened to y'all? Please share with me that's happened. Even the manager came over and he said, ma'am, we've never served that. I'm like, okay, thank you. I had to step outside like, I know I ain't tripping. I know I'm not tripping. I've been coming here for years. And that happened because I was in another dimension. And in that dimension, they don't have it. What other explanation could that be? I've been coming here for years, ordering that same item. And then people act like they was like, we don't know what you talking about. That girl told me she been there for 2 years. They've never served that dish. And I know I ordered that. Have you ever been driving? Like one time I was driving, and I know the streets. I know where I'm going by heart in my hometown. And I'm driving and all of a sudden everything was different. It was like I drove into a whole different, it was still the city though, but it was different. And I had to pull over and get out. I was like, where the fuck am I? I had to literally pull over, get out my car, and look around. And I stood there what seemed like maybe a good 2 or 3 minutes. And then I got back in the car because I'm like, I am tripping. And I wasn't drinking, smoking weed or nothing. And then I was like, I'm just sitting there like, I'm tripping. Like, okay. I closed my eyes. I'm like, get it together. What is going on? Opened my eyes and I looked around. And then everything was like, I knew where I was going after that. It seemed like I was tripping a good, maybe even 5 minutes. It seemed like it was going on a while. Yeah, I was getting scared and everything. I was like, where the hell am I? I'm really tripping. Like, I don't know where I am. And then after a while, everything got back to normal. And then I went on where I was going, but I never forgot that. So we're in third dimension. Those of us with our special gifts and our spiritual eye that's open, we can see that we're in a spiritual war. What they're calling the normies, people that watch the news, people that went and did that, they don't see it. And some of those people are not organic humans. Most organic humans, I believe, see it. And they know. They can see it. But I wanted to come on here and share with you because I'm like, okay, well, what do a war look like? What does a war look like? What does this spiritual war looks like? Because it's affecting us physically as well. And most people don't see it because they just living their lives. They still going to work, still buying food, still eating, And all these things is going on around us. You're not going to know what's real and what's not real. It tells you that in Revelations. When it's Revelations, things being revealed. It's a lot of stuff that's going to be revealed, man. It's being revealed, and none of this stuff is new. It's not new, y'all. It's not new. It's not new. They've been working on this for 100 years. It's 2023. 1923, that makes 100 years. And they've been doing all this stuff. And they have these clones, and they call them, what do they call it? Gakko bangers or whatever? Oh, God. I can't even, you guys know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. So, I had to come on here and just kind of put it in perspective for you. So those of you that maybe you're kind of doubting, or you may feel like, I don't know about that, that might be going too far. Now you have a base to start from at least, or, some ideas so you know what it looks like. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. All right, I did this live on Instagram, so I'm doing it now here on YouTube. And I was guided to pull the oracle to see the message from Divine Source. So let me read it to you real quick. And I already pulled the card. It's Ayana Vision, Way of the Divine Feminine. Way of the divine feminine. You can see that. So it says, Ayana, vision is the blossoming awareness of your life purpose and true inner passion. You are lovingly pushed to admit to your authentic and most passionate soul yearnings, becoming bold with honesty. What means so much that you are willing to give? What means so much that you are willing to give up all that you have held on to out of fear so that it may be? What matters enough to you that you will symbolically die and be reborn with all the endings and uncertainty such growth entails so that your dream can become real? Don't turn away from your yearning out of fear, practicality, or any other excuse to replace faith with doubt. Acknowledging your truth will bring you peace, even if admitting it also means facing the personal transformation required to bring that truth to life in your world. When it is truth, it is healing. Embrace it. You see the butterfly, the transformation. And look at her face, like it's like deep, right? It's like, you can see, it's like, I love you, you know? Look. And then the butterfly transformation is like, trust yourself. Love yourself. Tell yourself, I love you. That's what I do. And I mean it. I really do love me, and I like me too. You should be feeling the same way about you. You smoking cigarettes, you ain't loving yourself. That ain't love, baby. You in a toxic relationship, that's not loving you. You eating pork and just any old thing, that ain't loving you. You not thinking. You don't have no goals, no vision, nothing in your life. You don't care what's going on around in the world. You don't love you. Because when you love you, you start to care about those things. You start to care about your body. You start to care about what's going on around you. You can't help it. Because you operating out of love. Trust yourself. This message was so powerful. So powerful. Rewind this tape so you can hear it again. You know? Attend my 1 hour workshop. That's going to catapult you because it's going to show you who you really are. It's going to show you, not just tell you, but show you who you really are and how your mind works. You got things coming up because it was locked in your subconscious mind, and now it's coming to surface. It's coming to surface for you to release it, not explode on somebody with it, but release it to be transformed into something else that'll be useful for you and those around you. That just came. I had to say that. Okay? All right, so I'm going to end this because this was so important for me to share with you what this war looks like, what it looks like, so that you can see it. So rewind it, look at the different things that is being used against us. Okay, so you can see what it is. And then people are seeing things in the sky. You don't know if it's real or not. We don't know it's Project Bluebeam. See? So when the real aliens, I'll say, come, you know, I'm kind of still on the fence with that because I'm like, okay. Well, there's other things I can go, other ways I can go with it, but I'm not gonna go. My phone is about to go dead. So the healing process is, look at this card. Look at the peaceful love in her eyes of the goddess as she gazes gently into the depths of you. Her gaze can evoke certain feelings in you of being deeply loved and nurtured, of being seen at an honest, deep level with absolute acceptance. Isn't that? Whisper kind and loving words to yourself as if the image were speaking to you. You may like to repeat the below words to yourself several times in a soothing voice. You can also create your own words of love if you wish. Okay? So these are the words. While looking at her, this is the words. I love you. This is what you're saying to yourself. I love you. I am here for you. All is well. I trust you unconditionally. My faith in you never wavers. I will always care for you. I am always by your side and in your heart. Together we shall ensure your divine fulfillment for the greatest good of all life. All right, then you want to say this decree out loud. I invite the unconditional love of the Sacred Mother to heal my mind, body, and soul. I open to your true guidance, to the vision of beauty that you hold for me this lifetime, and all the resources that you give so generously that I may fulfill my being and my destiny. May your truth calm my mind and bring divine knowledge to my heart. I trust in the truth of what your perfect will holds in store for me. I need no fear. I embrace your loving presence within my heart. All right. And then what you want to do is just relax after saying that decree and the loving words to yourself. Give yourself a hug. Hug yourself, just relax and rest in those words. So rewind this if you need to so that you can do it again. You might want to write it down. And you can practice saying that to yourself and then add your own words as well. These cards are so powerful, you guys. It just really touched me. All right. So I'm going to end this video here. I hope it was useful for you. And I hope you found this very helpful and very useful for you, especially those who may not, that we're in spiritual war, but maybe you still wasn't able to grasp it. I hope that this list, and rewind it and go over it and write it all down, and you may add to it. This was 21 things right here, and they're shooting them at us pew, 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 all at one time, all at once. It's so much that some of us just be like, oh, it's just too much, and so they just go to work and come home and sit down. But those of us that are warriors, it will, when you relax and do the breathing exercise that I taught you on the last video, and things will start to come to you as to what to do. Just like this came to me, write it down and show people so they can see what this war looks like. Because your physical is just as important as your spiritual body. It's just as important. Don't let nobody tell you anything different. It's just as important. Okay? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and end this. I love you because I'm full of love for myself. It can only spill over to you. And I will see you on the next video. Thank you for being with me. Be sure and join me on Rumble and Instagram as well. I'm there. And be sure and go on the website. Join that 1-hour workshop. It's free. And you can schedule a date and time that works best for you. If you like my information, go ahead and like it. Doesn't cost anything. If you are watching my videos, and especially this one, rest assured you are guided here. Okay? All right. See you next time.